Welcome to Science and Engineering World, where we take joy in doing mathematics, more mathematics, much more mathematics. Let's go to the classroom. In this presentation, we shall be solving an indicial equation, that is, equation involving indices. My name is Olutola Fakehinde. We have to solve the equation 125 to the power of x squared plus x equal to 25 to the power of 7x plus 2. We have indices x squared plus x on the left hand side, and then 7x plus 2 are indices. 125 can therefore be written as 125 equal to 5 times 5 times 5, and that's power 1, power 1, power 1. And according to the law of indices, when the base is the same, we add the power when we are doing multiplication. So we have 1 plus 1 plus 1. That gives us 5 cubed. For 25, we have 5 times 5. Again, power of 1, power of 1. That gives us 5 to the power 1 plus 1. And that makes it 5 squared. So send this to the equation above. So we can rewrite the expression by putting, instead of 125, we now put 5 cubed bracket for 125 x squared plus x, and then for 25 we have 5 squared bracket 7x plus 2. Again, looking at the above, we have another law of indices that can put them together neatly, and this is the fact that if you have a to power n multiplied by m power, it can be equal to, or it is equal to, a n multiplied by m. We now have here in the above, our a is the same for both the left hand and the right hand side, which is 5. But on the left hand side, n equals to 3 and m equals to x squared plus x. On the right hand side, n equals to 2 and m equals 7x plus 2. So let's put this together again into that expression, and we now have here 5 to the power of 3 multiplied by x squared plus x. That's why the bracket there, and is equal to 5 2 multiplied by 7x plus 2. Good. Again, we know that once we have the base on the left equals to the base on the right, that is, we have 5 here and we have 5 here, then their powers must be equal. So we are going to say that the power on the left hand side is equal to the power on the right hand side. So equating the powers, we can now write 3 multiplied by x squared plus x will be equal to 2 multiplied by 7x plus 2. Right. And then expanding the brackets or removing the brackets, we can now have 3 multiplied by x squared, that's 3x squared plus 3x equal to 14x plus 4. Now let us combine them into one side, especially the left hand side. We now have 3x squared plus 3x. Then we bring 14x to the other side, becomes minus 14x. And we also bring 4 to this side. We now have minus 4 equals to 0. We have x, 3x and 14x, so we can add them together. So we have 3x squared. 3 minus 14 is minus 11, so that is minus 11x, and then minus 4 equals to 0. Good. Now if we look at this, we will see that we have a quadratic equation there. So we need to find x from here. So we now have the expression that we have above to be 3x squared minus 11x minus 4 equals to 0. And I think we can factorize this. So in doing factorization here, I always look at the coefficient of x squared, which is this 3 as the coefficient of x here, multiplied by constants, and see how I can find the factors of these products to give me the coefficient of x. Let's look at this. 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Now what are the factors of 12? We have 2 by 6, 2 multiplied by 6. We have again 3 multiplied by 4, which is what we started with. And then we still have another one, which is 12 multiplied by 1. Now, if you look at this, the first two, either we add or subtract, we can never get 11. But look at the third one. If we here say that 12 minus 1 is going to give us 11. However, what we are looking for is minus 11. So it's going to be minus 12 plus 1. That will give us minus 11. So let us apply this above. So we now have 3x squared minus 12x minus plus x, because we want minus 11 minus 4 equals to 0. Well, we can see here that minus 12 gives us minus 11, which is great. And now we can combine the first two terms and the second two terms there. Here we now have the first two terms is 3x squared minus 12x. So we can have some common factor between them, which is going to give us 3. We go in 3 and we go in 12, and then we have x and x, so we can take one x out, and then we have x here, that is 3x times x will give us 3x squared minus 3 in 12 is 4, and then we have x, which is already out there, so that gives us that bracket. Then we have plus, we bring the plus down, and then what is common to this is 1, so plus 1, and then we can now write x minus 4 to be equal to 0. So in this case, we now see that we have two brackets and they must be equal. If they are not equal, then factorization will not be possible. So we have these brackets, x minus 4 and x minus 4. So we take one of it, like factorizing it out. So we now take one to give us x minus 4. And then we bring in the coefficients 3x and 1 plus 1 as another factor. So we now have 3x plus 1. This must equal to 0. So in this expression is telling us that for the right hand side to be 0, like the left hand side, then one of these must be 0. You see that this is 0, the first one is 0. Once it is 0, the other will tend to multiply with the other gives us 0. That balances the equation. Or the second bracket can be 0, and then multiplying out will give us also 0. So in that case, we say that x minus 4 must be 0, or 3x plus 1 must be 0. So these are the two roots of the equation, of the quadratic equation above. And that gives us, in this first one, if we bring 4 to the other side, we are going to have x equals to 4. Or if you take this one to the other side, minus 1, and divide by 3, will give us x equals to minus 1 over 3. So these are the roots of the expression above, and this is also the x we are looking for in that equation. Now let's test it to see if these solutions we have, that's x equals to 4 and x equals to minus 1/3, will satisfy this expression we have at the beginning. Testing. The first root is x equals to 4. and the second root is x equals to minus 1/3. So we want to test this on our equation 125 to power x squared plus x to be equal to 25 to the power of 7x plus 2. First one, when x equals to 4. So when x equals to 4, we now have 125 to power 4 squared plus 4 to be equal to 25 to the power of 7 times 4 plus 2. And that gives us 125 to the power of 125 to the power of 16 plus 4 will be equal to 25 to the power of 28 plus 2. And we have here 125 to the power of 20 equals 25 to the power of 30. 125 to the power of 20, putting this in the calculator gives us 8.6736 times 10 to the power 41. And 25 to the power of 30 also gives us 8.6736 times 10 to the power 41. So x equals to 4 satisfies the equation. Now let's try the second one, that is x equals to, when x equals to minus 1/3. We now have 125 to the power of minus 1/3 squared plus, or minus, because it's minus 1/3, minus 1/3. And this gives us 25 into 7 times minus 1/3 plus 2. We can write here 125 minus 1/3 square will give us, that minus times minus will be plus, that will give us 1/9 minus 1/3 to be equal to 25. 7 times 1/3 times minus 1/3 will give us minus 7/3 plus 2. Now looking at the powers for both of them, we now have here 1 over 9 minus 1/3, which will give us the LCM is 9, that is 1 minus 3, because 3 in 9 is 3, and that gives us minus 2 over 9. Okay, that is for power of 125. For the power of 25, we have minus 7 over 3 plus 2, and that gives us the LCM is 6. Okay, we can have the LCM as 3, so we now have 3 in 3 is 1, that's minus 7. Then 1 in 3, because this is 1, so 1 in 3 is 3 times 2, that gives us 6. So this gives us minus 1 over 3. So let's put this together into what we have here. So in this case, we now have 125 to the power of minus 2 over 9 will be equal to 25 to the power of minus 1/3. This we can write as, because of the negative in the power, that gives us 1 over that, so the negatives turn to reciprocal, 125 to power 2 over 9, which also we have a negative here as well, that gives us 1 over 25 to power 1/3. 1/3. Okay, so if you put this into the calculator, we have 1 over 2.924, which will also be equal to, again, the same thing here will give us 1 over 2.924. So we can now see that the minus 1 over x equals to minus 1 over 3 satisfy the equation. At the same time, x equals to 4 also satisfy the equation. So x equals to 4 or minus 1/3. I believe you have gained one or two things in solving equations involving indices, especially again the quadratic equation, finding the factorization of a quadratic equation. And so if you find this video very useful, give us a thumb up, and at the same time share to others. Make comments so that we know how far we've gone with this, and if you need any further clarification, let us know in the comment section below. At the same time, keep subscribing. Subscribe if you have not done so. We need to make this solution to go to the other part of the world, so this will help us. And I always say this, you can find a joy in doing mathematics, and so keep having fun. And lastly, keep studying.